What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing well. We are talking the 2025 Strongest Man on Earth going down at the Shaw Classic, August 16th and 17th. We will have the expo and other events starting on the 15th. So if you are not planning on being there, make sure to grab your ticket. We'll have a live stream, support the event. We really appreciate it. And today we are talking with none other than Mr. Lucas Hatton. Lucas, how you doing, brother?
What's up, buddy? I am really getting excited for this one. It's kind of the Super Bowl for the year, and we're kind of there's like three and a half weeks of training left, and that's it, and we're there.
It's wild. It is coming up quick, man. It is
Yes.
coming up quick. It's like, and it's going to go by fast, right? The next few weeks,
Mhm.
like it's just like a blink of an eye and it's all going to be here. But your training is looking good from what I've seen, man.
Yeah, it's been good. I took a bit of a risk doing that Giants Live 6 weeks out,
Yeah, yeah,
but
sure.
like in the last 2 years, we've kind of been very calculated about everything. That was the first thing we've done just for fun in a really long time for the experience. And honestly, similar events to what we're doing at the show, just a lot lighter.
Yes.
So yeah, it was great. Bodies in one piece. We just met and planned this last final phase of training. Really excited about it. Body feels great, and I feel like we got the right plan put together.
I mean, this is exciting, man. I mean, it's good to hear that, you're in good spirits, the body's feeling good, training is on point, you're doing what you need to do. And I
Hmm.
think we probably need to start with talking about this log press, man, because
Yeah.
just put that out. And there's been a couple guys, I think, and I don't know if it has got posted, but Andre Foytu is, he's a big log presser, right? Like
Hmm.
I know he's been hitting some things, and Trey, put up some big video too. And I don't think you guys even had that planned, like,
No, no, I don't think so. But Chad, his coach, did send it to me and Alec immediately.
oh, did he? Interesting.
Yeah, there's you were getting a
Interesting.
little fired up about it. No, there's always a little bit of back and forth with me, Chad, Alec, and Trey. It's a lot of fun. So it's teeing up to be one of the coolest log press comps maybe ever.
Yeah.
Because I think like they'll do like the log lift championships, and there's usually like one guy that's actually in range of the record, and everyone else is fighting at like 200 to 205.
Sure, sure.
But this is one where I was saying, I'm going to do whatever the weight is to win the event. I need 16 points out of the event.
Yeah.
It might be 500 plus pounds. It might be a world record. It'll for sure be the American record.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if the American record won the event.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be likely. I mean,
No.
it just doesn't. And the other interesting part with this is a lot of, a lot of log events in strongman, which I personally don't love, is they call the weights, right? The
Mm,
contest calls the weights, and then you go in these rounds, and then everybody lifts the same weight. But with this one, what I really wanted to do was give you guys the opportunity to call your weights so that you could incrementally go up if you
mm,
felt like you had another 5 pounds in the tank or whatever it is. At that point, it'll be down to, I think we'll probably do 2.5 pound jumps
mm.
or whatever, just so that incrementally it would make sense, if you guys are choosing that, because that's the battle I think that everybody wants to see. And, raising that bar just a little bit more, there's some strategy that comes into play, but also with the ability to choose your own weights when you're stronger, it's making those moves in the contest to put extra points on the board. But typically that results in a battle that is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's because of that rising bar format. I feel like every max turns into just a tie fest.
Yes.
And in some way, rising bar max events end up being the most heavily weighted, most important events of the show
Yeah.
because they just create these massive point swings. Um, but like the way we're going to be doing it, it's going to actually be, you know, I doubt we'll see many ties. I
Yeah.
mean, that still happens, but I think it's going to be a nice point spread of 1 to 16, and the show's going to start off just, you're going to have to fight for every single point. And I think if we were to do fixed jumps, there might be three or four of us going for that last one, and then the next one we miss. But if we got those 2.5 pound increments, maybe that there's some parity there. So I'm excited for it. I think that's the right format to do something like this, especially with everybody so close.
Do you have a? I know you said you'll do what it takes to win the event. I mean, is there an upper end? Is there an upper end where you're kind of like that's too much, or do
So
you think you're capable of whatever you need?
yeah, it's hard to say because everything from here is no man's land of like there's two or three men ever that have touched those weights.
Sure.
There's this thing that I don't think a lot of people realize above 440. I think the clean is harder. I think, or it's much more technical than people realize. Most
Yes.
people have never gotten to a log where the technique of the clean actually mattered because their press fails first.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, man. I think so. The day I hit 470, which was like 2 days ago, I think 500 was for sure there. The plan is in 2 weeks we're going to go for about 490,
Okay.
and with the hope of about 500 to 510 in the tank that day.
Dude, that
The peak feels good. We're in a good rhythm, and I've weirdly had a lot of because of North America's Strongest Man, we've had a lot of max logs in my career.
yeah.
So we really, really understand how to peak it. Um, and it's in the past we train it like twice a week. I'm not going to train it twice a week. I'm just hitting it once a week. And really, we're only going heavy every other week. It's reached out those kind of loads.
Love it.
So yeah, I think the world record's in range, but to just call that shot 5 weeks out, that's huge. I'm gonna hold back for a week or two before I give you
Ah,
a
man,
definite answer on that.
I just well, just the numbers you're talking about, man. I think it's already going to have people super excited, and the best comes out in competition, right?
Hmm.
It's like if you're even knocking on those type of numbers in training, you mix a little bit of crowd, a little bit of adrenaline, like
Yeah.
good things can happen. So that's exciting, man. How about we're talking about the log like it's like only a log contest.
No,
It's
and that's
like
the scary thing.
yeah, yeah,
There's 7 events left. Like, do
right.
you swing for the fence? But the thing is like I think a lot of the guys that are going to be in the lead pack of this show have a similar skill set.
Yeah,
There's kind of this group of guys. It's like me, Trey, Austin, and then there's this other group that's like Bryce, Evan, Tom Stoltman. They have a little bit different skill set than us, but
sure.
like the guys I need to beat are good at the same things. I can't come off the gas,
Yeah, yeah. So you got,
so
I mean, putting up more points in those events is huge.
just have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's well, what other events are you excited about?
I'm actually excited about the throw and the arm over arm. Those are kind of my nemesis throughout my career, but I keep joking I can't get away from them. But
Yeah,
it's good. I have to train them. And really, like going to things like Strongest Man on Earth, or like I had a throw at the Arnold UK. I feel like okay, maybe I'm not the best thrower, but I go back to something like America's Strongest and I get second or third. Like there is improvement, but
yeah,
among this top group in the world, maybe I'm not. I'm not top eight, but last year I was like 13th. Maybe I can get into 11th or 10th, and that's the progression that excites me.
yeah,
Because like I think I've won like 80% of overhead events I've ever done.
yeah,
Like there's not a lot of juice to squeeze there. But there's a ton of juice to squeeze in the throw and the arm over arm. So we're training those really, really hard. I'm actually going to throw it today. And that just those ones where I can chunk progress, those are really exciting.
yeah. That's
Um,
Do you like the
yeah,
maps? Do you like the keg for maps with the
uh,
throw?
we'll we'll see. Yeah, it's we'll see how that levels the playing field. Because I think throws are typically dominated by people with a particular set of leverages.
Yeah,
Like your anatomy is a huge limiting factor on throws. But then Westerwinski exists, right? Like he's not built like you or Thor. I mean Hooper's tall, but he's not, you know, the biggest person. So there are exceptions to the rule, and we'll see what the max weight does. Because when you guys did it back at the Arnold with the bags,
yeah,
there was kind of you and Thor on an island,
yeah,
and then there was this war at like 60 to 75. And
yes.
we'll see what happens this time. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's going to be again fascinating to see how that plays out, and hitting those. I think you're exactly right. Like getting that net in that kind of grouping, getting that next weight,
Hmm.
I think is going to be big. Like depending on how it plays out. So there's a lot of pressure, but also it's kind of like, hey, you walk out there and you're like, all right, well, this is where the training pays off. And, you again, you hope you get that little boost from the crowd and boost from the arena. And,
Hmm.
you just do something where it's like, hey, another 5 pounds, right? Like you hit another 5 pounds and that maybe separates out a couple points, and that you never know at the end how that can play out,
Hmm.
right? So it's fun to see, man. How about let's talk the standing chest press a little bit. Like that,
Yeah.
that's an event that I think it's been interesting, man, because like we obviously did the survey with a lot of the athletes, and it was awesome to see how many people were excited,
Yeah.
for that to come back. And I think that, the there's on that particular event, it seems to be like some varying opinions of like, oh, it's amazing, I love it. And then
Yeah.
also like people are like, oh, it doesn't have a place in strongman, and this is not what I want to see, whatever. But the people like honestly, like in the arena, standing in that machine in the arena is like I don't know if I've done anything else like that. It's just the energy, man, because it's like you build suspense as each barrel drops,
Hmm.
and then it's like, all right, are you going to get this one? You're going to and it just gets louder and louder and louder. So it's like one of those things that's super fun, and I think especially being in person for that, like for the crowd, it's like crazy energy. So how do you feel about it?
I feel good, man. And like twice yesterday, just random conversations with friends. Two people were saying the chest press is either their favorite Strongest Man on Earth event they've seen,
Yeah.
or they're one they're excited about this year. And these, like, one of these people is very much in strongman. One is my friend who, through me, has become a fan.
Okay. Okay.
So both were weirdly excited about the chest press. And for me, it's just a different challenge. I know me and you were talking last time I was out there about, my dumbbell bench numbers or bench numbers, and you were like blown away that I don't bench.
Yes.
Um, our whole system's not based around it. But it's been cool to go back to it. Once upon a time, I was a power lifter. My last real block of training that had bench in it was in 2020.
That's
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so we had to ease in like that. Those tissues aren't used to doing that. So the last 3 or 4 months, we've kind of been teasing it in, anticipating that the chest press was coming back, and then it did. So we're like, okay, good. So we've been preparing those tissues for months just in case it came back. Just
Yeah.
because other guys bench year round, I haven't benched in 5 years,
Yeah.
and that's where you run into risk, I think. Um, but with the last couple of months we put together, and then this final peak phase, like I'm very comfortable with it. I actually bought the chest press machine,
Yeah.
um, and like my one of my friends was laughing at me about it. He's like, "You spent what on that?" And I'm like, well, I lost to Mitch at the Arnold by 2 points, and I think that was a $60,000 swing.
Yes.
So I think I let me spend a couple grand on this chest press.
Dude, it's honestly like that mentality, man, is something that I had without a
Yeah.
doubt. And I mean, people, back in the day, like they kind of laughed at me for I think I spent like $10,000 on the Hummer tire bar
Mm.
setup, right? But I said that exact same thing. And at that point, the money wasn't even as good. But it
Yeah.
was like the difference in my mind was like, hey, if let's just say the Arnold was, I don't know, 40,000 compared to 20,000 per second, and then it went to 50,000 compared to 20,000 or whatever. That's again a $30,000 swing or more.
Yeah.
So if I have that one bar and I could score again, maybe another point or 2 points or whatever, in my mind, it's worth it, right? So it's good to have that type of mentality where it's like I'm willing to invest in myself and my equipment to potentially win, right? Like I'm doing this to win. So if I can separate myself, that's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's you know, and at the end of the day, it's not a huge learning curve to get on that piece of equipment, but
Yeah.
if it buys me 1 or 2 points, it's that well spent money. And
100%.
also,
Yep.
a little different than you, I have a public gym that people get to use
You,
it.
yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So like it's going to serve a benefit regardless of Strongest Man on Earth, and it's a cool machine. The people from William Strength took me up, and they supply all the Elite FTS stuff.
Yeah.
So you were trying to connect me with Elite FTS. I just went straight through Williams. They're great people, good equipment, and it's pretty similar to the one you've got. So I'm excited about it.
That's great, man. Well, any events you're concerned about at all, or you're not
I'm
sure?
I'm I'm curious what these builds are going to look like for the. I think you said you were making new power stairs.
So the power stairs,
Potentially.
well, they're just the implements. So the stairs themselves are the same.
Well, no, no, no. So the new implements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the only difference, I mean, the main difference, and you obviously sent that video over. They're not done yet. I'm hoping this week, maybe. I heard a rumor
Okay.
maybe they would be done, but I haven't got the message yet to come check
Sure.
it out. So the only difference is the handle's not going to swing. So
Okay.
it's a fixed handle compared to the ones that we have used, where the
Mhm.
bottom is free to swing and the handle on the top can move.
Sure.
These will be a little bit different. So you know, potentially, and again, depending on how they look, the guys might be able to lift them up and kind of get their legs into them and push them forward a little bit different. Whereas the what those other implements, you really couldn't do that because the if you caught the bottom part of it, the handle would swing. So there's no way to kind of lean back and
Hmm.
get them on. So I think that that's a difference, but also they're a little bit bulkier. The body of that, because it's like an oil rig part, right? That like this big, thing that we're putting a handle on. So I think they're going to look pretty gnarly. But again, it's this is kind of strong, man. It's like, all right, well, you guys will get out, get your hands on it, and kind of figure out the best way to lift it, and get it up there. And I think it'll be fun, man. Like
Mm.
obviously the stairs at the end, and hopefully it's like a crazy battle for the top 3 or 4 or 5, and everybody's vying for the position, and it's this crazy battle that goes down. I mean, that's what everybody is always
Hmm.
excited. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a runaway, somebody that completely separates themselves. I don't know. And that's the cool part with it being a format where you have more events, you have more competitors, and it's open, right? Like it's
Yeah.
completely open, and this is strength is going to be on display without a doubt,
Sure.
right? Like this is the thing, and that's the goal with it is to put strength on display and to celebrate strength, right? Like it's like you
Hmm.
walk in and like you said, you do a 500-pound log, man. That's rare air, right? Like
Yeah.
that's like there's not people touching that, and then to do it not where you're training for a one-off lift, but you are doing it as part of, like, if you do that in the body of a contest, right? And then you do all these other events. I mean, that's special. It really is.
Hmm.
And that I think needs to, in the sport of strongman, in a way, and not to go off on a tangent, but I think that like that's important, right? Like we're training for who is the strongest across the board, but then you do these special things within that body, that contest. That's awesome, right? So
Hmm.
like the fact that we are having a conversation saying there's guys that are knocking on the door of a 500-pound log in the body of a contest. So they've trained for the whole contest, not just for log press or not
Hmm.
just for deadlift or whatever, right? Like I think that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's stories like that built into the whole show, and
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing. Like we don't even talk stones,
Right.
like the catastrophe that was stones last year. But I think guys are going to be the carrot of that next bigger stone in 4 or 5 more points. I think we still could see a bunch of zeros. We could see people go for that PR stone. I know I personally want to go one stone up, as much of a risk as that is. Um, guys going for a 550 or 600 pound stone mid contest, like that's just as great. Like it's gonna be cool throughout. Like everyone's got those 1 or 2 events where they're going for something legitimately world class.
Yeah.
Um, and there's certain guys that, if I'm in a race with them on the power stairs at the end, I'm gonna have to move.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I gotta be if I to do what I want to do, I gotta be healthy in the lead coming into that last event, or right on the cusp. Because like I know I can go fast in that event, but Tom Stoltman and Evan exist, and
Yes.
they're not going to give any wiggle room. They were fast last year.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's exciting, man. I'm pumped. You seem like you're in a really good spot with training
Hmm.
mentally. Like at this point, like just come in ready to rock and roll. And it's going to be exciting. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be pumped to see what you can do. And like the door's open, man. The door's completely open. Do you feel like, last question? Do you feel like you're capable of winning?
100%. I think I can win.
Of it.
Like, and that's not a. I think I could win because the top 2 guys from last year are gone. I think I can win because I think I can win. I've beaten Thor and Mitch on separate occasions since then. They're not superhuman. The show isn't any less. Of course, it'd be better with them there, but it's like, Trey's won this thing twice and he's still there, right? Tom's won everything under the sun and he's still there. Evans won everything. It's still, you know, it's still the title, and
That's
I know I can do it.
it's going to be a battle, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I think for the fans of the sport, I think are in for a treat. Is kind of how I feel. It's just like this is going to be a special. I think this will be a special contest for sure. And again, it's one of those things where things happen. It is it's unfortunate that we don't have Hawthorne didn't want to come, and Mitch got banged up, and but these things, this is just part of the sport.
Hmm.
And I think that these type of conversations are fun for this reason, right? Like it's like, yeah, but the quality of the guys coming, I think having that stage and putting it on display, man, it's going to be fun to watch. The energy is going to be ridiculous, like with the crowd and everybody understanding how big each lift is, and the fans that get into this thing that travel from all over to come watch. It's just like the spectacle is ridiculous. So it's
Hmm.
it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. Like getting to talk to you guys and do these interviews is always fun, for me, because it's like I can kind of get a sense of like how everybody's feeling, and who's excited for what, and that type of thing. And that's fun to share with the fans as well, because I think it
Hmm.
builds it up, and um, I think there's a lot of people looking forward to it, brother. So
Hmm.
I hope the rest of your training goes well. Hope you come into Colorado ready to rock and roll, man. And for anybody out there, again, tickets, live stream, all the information. We'll leave a link below the video, but you can head to theshawclassic.com, find it all there. Give Lucas some love in the comments, guys, and appreciate you taking the time, brother.
Thank you, man.